applications online. You should have everything else.
Okay.
Yeah. So check.
Okay.
Yeah. Whenever, I'm gonna grab. I don't think anybody signed up.
Okay.
Did you sign up in opposition?
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Sounds good. Am I on? Yeah, okay. Okay. Well, what we have, it's almost straight up 11, so let's just get started. Recording is on. So you ready for me to get going?
Yes, we are ready to go.
Okay.
We are on camera.
All right, thank you. Good morning. This hearing will come to order. Today is September 4th, 2019. This is a public hearing for the City of Englewood Local Liquor Marijuana Licensing Authority to consider the application of, I'm going to try and get this right, Dewarnjev Phillips? Did I say that right? Dewanaway? Thanks. Dewanaway Phillips, Inc., doing business as Fellow Traveler, which is seeking a hotel and restaurant liquor license to be located at 3487 South Broadway Avenue here in Englewood. I'm Kathy Guckenberger. I'm the hearing officer in this matter. So we're going to conduct this hearing pursuant to the processes in the Englewood Municipal Code. It's being recorded. All persons giving testimony must spell their name and state their address for the record when you approach the rostrum, and will be sworn in by the Deputy City Clerk, Ms. Jackie McKinnon. So the order in which this is going to go is Ms. McKinnon will introduce the case and enter into evidence all documents pertinent to this application. And then we'll give an opportunity for the applicant or their representative to present the case, provide any witnesses or exhibits or explanations of anything for my consideration. And just a reminder that it is the burden of the applicant to demonstrate that they've met all criteria for the license. I may have questions for folks that are testifying or making a presentation. And then we've got parties in interest, at least one of whom has signed up, I believe, to testify on behalf of the applicant, or anyone opposed may also have that opportunity, and that will be limited to 3 minutes. Yep. I don't see any need for cross-examination, but if we do, we can do that. And then there's a chance for rebuttal if necessary. So just a note that the formal rules of evidence don't apply. I can receive any documents that are relevant, but we'll make a note of all exhibits received for the record. And then after all testimony has been provided, I'll close that portion of the public hearing and either render a decision or take my decision under advisement. And in any case, you'll receive a written decision. The applicant will receive a written decision. Are there any questions? All right. Well, let's get started then. Ms. McKinnon, let me just back up one thing. So to be a person in interest who can testify, you must either be an applicant, the business owner, or liquor license holders that are in the neighborhood, which is defined, and we'll talk about that, or adult residents of the neighborhood, or representative of a neighborhood group. So if you don't qualify as one of those, then you don't qualify to testify at this hearing. All right, Ms. McKinnon, I'll turn it over to you.
All All right, let's start out with the exhibits. We got Exhibit A, the application, individual history record, financial questionnaire, floor plan, certificate of good standing, and lease. Exhibit B, a certified letter advising of status of the application and notice of public hearing was mailed from Jackie McKinnon, Deputy City Clerk of the City of Englewood, dated August 27th, 2019, to Duanaway and Phillips, Inc., DBA, fellow traveler. Exhibit C, publisher's affidavit verifying the notice of public hearing was published in the Englewood Herald on August 15th, 2019, and on the Englewood website from August 8th, 2019 to September 4th, 2019. A memorandum dated July 15th, 2019, from Will Charles, Planner 1, for Englewood Department of Community Development, verify compliance with zoning and distance requirements. That was Exhibit D. Exhibit E, we have acceptance of neighborhood boundaries and affidavit of posting. Exhibit F is maps indicating boundaries, Yale Avenue on the north, Oxford Avenue on the south, Huron on the west, Pearl on east. There are, I believe it was 20 hotel and liquor restaurant establishments located within that boundary. I'm going to double check my math real quick. There's 21 hotel, restaurant, liquor license established within that boundary. And then we have applicant exhibits with their petitions. And that would be all the exhibits.
All right, thank you. And the applicant paid all fees for this license, correct? Yeah.
Excuse me?
The applicant's paid all fees.
Yes, all fees have been paid.
All right, we'll turn it over to the applicant, who will begin speaking on behalf of the applicant.
Good morning. Thank you so much for seeing us.
Excuse me, I got to
Yep.
swear you in, I'm sorry. Can you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in this matter now being heard by the Englewood Liquor and Marijuana Licensing Authority?
I do.
Please state your name and address.
My name is Joseph Phillips, Joseph, Phillips, and my address is 1515 West Byers Place, Denver, Colorado.
All right, proceed.
My name is Joe, and I'm here on behalf of my partners, Krista and Corny Dornway. Together we are opening up Fellow Traveler on Broadway. The concept is a vegetarian restaurant and bar that focuses on letting vegetables be vegetables as far as our food menu goes. There are some vegetarian restaurants in the metro area that are focusing on a lot of artificial processed meat substitutes and things like that. And we want to offer a cleaner alternative to those options. But those options are very small right now, and we think that there is no pun intended, a very hungry market out there for what we want to offer. And in addition to the food, we are looking for a liquor license because we will have a fully functional bar. Our liquor program isn't going to be, we're probably going to only have 4 taps and focus on wine and spirits, have an extensive cocktail menu. I have been in the restaurant industry since I was 16 years old. I have been a bartender and manager for over 12 years now. I feel very confident and capable of holding a liquor license. I have been a doorman for a long time, so I know the needs for identification, and I am also tip certified, so I've been trained in that as well. I speak for me and my partner, so we're very excited to have this opportunity to open up this restaurant in a great neighborhood. We have had a lot of positive feedback from local businesses in that area and from the neighbors as well. So yes, that's my case.
All right. I do have some questions, and you're speaking on behalf of the applicant altogether. So can you tell me a little bit about these? You submitted petitions with signatures indicating that this signature was in favor of, or in some cases not, of your license. So can you tell me about the process that you went through to obtain these signatures and what kind of questions you asked and how that all worked?
So we met on a couple of days down on Broadway and just went door to door.
Who's we?
Oh, I'm sorry, me and my partners.
Did you go together or
We did go
separate?
together. The
Okay.
three of us all went together, and we went door to door and met the local business owners, managers, staff, sometimes customers, and we just kind of zigzagged up and down for a few blocks. We had mostly, actually across the board, all positive reactions from everyone we asked.
Okay, I'll just note for the record that according to the summary prepared by the city clerk's office, there were 50 signatures, of which 29 were businesses and 29 were residents within the defined neighborhood boundaries as accepted by the applicant, that 5 of the signatures were not within the neighborhood boundaries, and that there's one that was illegible. So that we have many signatories within the neighborhood that are in favor of this application. What hours will you be open and serving?
So our plan right now is to open during the week, I believe at 11 a.m., and possibly an hour or two earlier on Saturday and Sunday. The plan is to serve alcohol till 1:30 a.m.
a.m. And are you planning on serving meals throughout the time that you'll be serving alcohol? Or if not, what will you be serving during alcohol service?
Our kitchen hours will be from the moment we open to midnight, 7 days a week.
Okay, will you be serving any sort of snacks or anything after the kitchen closes for that remaining hour and a half?
We can have pre-prepared food and snacks.
Okay, thank you for that. And you're aware that for this particular type of license, that 25% of your annual gross income must be from the sale of food and drink that's not alcohol, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. The only other question I had for you, Mr. Phillips, was a personal one, and then we'll see if there's anyone else that would like to testify. So I noticed in the background, because you're applying to be the manager as well, so you're subject to background investigation, that you reported there were no convictions, but I saw an arrest for a failure to appear for a defective headlight in 2003, but I didn't see a disposition. So can you just tell me a little bit about that?
So, yeah, I'm sorry. I thought that wasn't on the record.
I hear that all the time, so I just asked the question. So
I was working for a company called Apria, and I was delivering medical supplies and oxygen to our customers. And one day I accidentally backed up my work vehicle into another car. So I ended up losing my job because of it. I went to court, and the judge dropped the charge down to the headlight, but I wasn't able to pay the fine right there and then, so they issued an arrest warrant after 2 weeks, and it took me a while to get around to paying for it. I was just flat broke.
okay. So is it your impression you were convicted for that failure to appear or not? I'm curious about the disposition.
I mean, it was paid off. I never, after...
I just didn't see it in the file. I just see an arrest. So I think I've got the information that you have available to you.
I think everything was okay at the end.
Okay, yeah. I just asked because I'm very to me, it's most important that people are fully open and disclosing things with the licensing authority. And so I just wanted to clarify if that was indeed the case. So because
It was not
when you come from,
intentional.
I know, when you come from renewals and things of that nature, you'll have to be fully, open and honest. And usually applicants get more tripped up over thinking something wasn't on the record or, nobody will find out or whatever, than actually what the fact is. So I just wanted to make a note of that. I have no further questions for you, Mr. Phillips. Do you want to have anyone else in either of your partners testify, or do you guys want to say anything? And if so, you'll approach the rostrum and be sworn in and make a statement. But you don't need to, I don't. It's up to you. I have no further questions, so, okay. All right, next, we do have, I believe, one person signed up to speak, Mr. Phil Zerke. Am I getting that right? Well, from a Guckenberger, I try.
Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in this matter now being heard by the Englewood Liquor and Marijuana Licensing Authority?
I do.
Okay, please state your name and address.
Philip Zierke, it's Phillip, and I'm a resident of 3395 South Logan Street, and I'm also a business owner at 3435 South Broadway. It's the Englewood Grand.
Okay, so within your
I'm double.
party and interest in?
Yeah,
Okay.
double.
Okay,
Right.
all right.
I would just like to say that I've gotten to know these people over the past couple years as they have gone along these proceedings to get their place open, and I'm super excited about them. Being behind my bar almost 7 nights a week, I hear the same thing from a lot of people. Everyone is very excited to have a new business with an interesting concept. My wife's a vegetarian, so she is very excited to have a place right in our neighborhood that will cater to her. We've watched Englewood grow over the past, we've been in our house for 10 years, and we've now owned a business for 3.5 years on that block. And just the excitement and energy that's going in and going around there is excellent. These people will add to that for sure. Let's see. We are very, very excited about people who want to contribute to the neighborhood as well, and not just to open up a business. And these people seem really invested in that. We've been, let's see, I had a whole list in my head of things. These guys, having been in the bar industry for a while too, are very poised to make all that happen and to do it very well. And I think that's about all I had to say.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Zierke.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Is there anyone else that would like to testify, either for or against the application? Nope, seeing none. All right, well, I'll close the public hearing portion of this and then state for the record that I hereby approve applicant's application based on the following findings of fact and conclusions. That the notice of hearing was posted in a conspicuous place on the premises as required by law and published in a newspaper of general circulation, also as required by law. I find that based on the petition submitted and the testimony here, that there's a need presented today, that there's a need and desire for this additional outlet based on the reasonable requirements of the designated neighborhood and the desires of its adult inhabitants, as well as the number, type, and availability of existing outlets in the neighborhood. I also find that the existing liquor licenses of the same class are inadequate to serve the thirst needs of the neighborhood per that testimony and offered today in the petitions. I also find that the applicant is of good moral character as well as the manager and not otherwise prohibited as a licensee under Colorado law. As to the premises, I find that the applicant will be in legal possession of them according to the lease provided to the licensing authority, that the business is not with any prohibited locations, such as within a prohibited distance from a school, and that the permitted, the proposed use is permissible in the zone. zoning district, and that a license has not been denied for the same premises for one within 500 feet within the past 2 years, that the premises are suitable based on a review of the plans submitted. Okay, I also find that there's not an unlawful multiple ownership of licenses or interest by the applicant. So I'll issue a written decision based on this hearing and those findings through Ms. McKinnon to the applicant in the near future. All right, so I'll close this hearing, and congratulations. Best of luck.